Hello and welcome to BeamNG.drive. Today I'm taking a look at 3 mods for 3 different base game vehicles. And let's start with a silly one, the Thinnest Covet. This is how it looks like. Let's see from the side. It is just a standard Ibishu Covet, but from the front and the rear it is a very silly version of it. I also expected it to be a Cyclops with only one headlight, so it having 2 and functioning, it is a nice touch in my opinion. This was the outside of the Thinnest Covet. I also don't fancy too much the asymmetry in this part of the light. Probably they are overlapping. So since this is the standard rear light with this not straight line, it unsettles me. It annoys me. Let's say if we go on the inside, we have the standard interior, which is unusual to see both mirrors at the same time in this game. It's not a feature many vehicles can have. You can open all the body panels, the doors and the hood. Sometimes the doors will close themselves. And let's see what's under the hood. Spoiler, anything, because the engine, which is I think an electric motor, is here on the rear axle. So yeah, the engine bay is full with the arches of the front wheels. Now let's pick the standard Covet and put them side by side to see the comparison in size. This is the difference, and this is the part I was talking about of the rear light that's overlapping with this one in my opinion, and that's what I think. But I think it is a quite nice mod. Also the headlights are different, the indicators in the standard car. Why didn't it close? Okay, it doesn't close. Okay, that's new. The indicators are different in the thin, and there are also other small changes, but that's understandable since it is a very thin car. Now let's go for a little drive, because yeah, it's very light, not even 700 kilograms, and with that engine it has 200 horsepower, so it is extremely fast and it can become uncontrollable quite easily. But I have to say I am surprised by the stability of this car, because yes, I'm not doing 80 kilometers per hour, but I was doing that corner at almost 50 kilometers per hour without any particular issue. But with this engine it is a bit too difficult to handle in my opinion. It's not the best pick probably for this car, since very light and very powerful, and also rear wheel drive, since the engine is in the back. It's new, because usually Covets are front wheel drive, so having a rear wheel drive one, it's weird, but it drives okay. It is quite difficult, and you can flip it even going straight sometimes, because the rear axle is a bit wobbly, and with a lot of torque and speed it can cause you to lose control of this little car. In fact, there is a thing I'd like to do, and it's open the scaler mod, which I used a few videos ago, go into advanced option and scale the engine power down to about 0.4. Okay, I don't need this anymore, and now it becomes a nice drive. Now I have only 82 horsepower. It can still spin the wheels, but at least it doesn't want to kill me every time. So it is a nice drive like this one. I really suggest you to do this if you want to be able to drive this car quite peacefully. Otherwise it will be a bit of a struggle. Let's try to drive from the inside, because it is an interesting view as well, because not even the Pigeon has this kind of driver point of view. So it is quite weird. I like though the fact that I can see both mirrors, which in the base game vehicles you can't do it, or better, in standard vehicles you can't do it. So it's a thing that this game needs to address. Like for example in Euro Truck Simulator you can spawn a mirror in the top corner to see the other side, which is a good thing. Like in this game you still can't. So I like to see both mirrors at the same time, and I also think that they have different quality settings. I don't know why, I didn't change them, so it is what it is. They are different resolution. But anyway, let's get back from the outside, because there is another thing that annoys me quite a bit, and it's the fact that the camera is not centered with the vehicle. As you can see, this is a bit to the left, probably, and I'm not really a huge fan of it. Now, let's crash it, because I drove quite a bit of it, and let's rear-end this Legrand. Oof. Okay, okay, okay. I didn't flip, which is nice. I also stole the Legrand bumper, so let's get it out of the way, because I need to see the damage on my car. I didn't want to flip it. Okay. And the damage is different from any base game vehicle, and also it has some wobbly parts, like here, this part of the bumper. I saw that the rear axle is out of place, but I didn't see it breaking in the log, so I think it can still drive. Yes, I can still drive like this, which is yeah, it's not in a good spot, let's say, but I can crash it once more. Let's see if there is some victim that I can kill. Okay, I see a car. I don't see what car it is. It's another Legrand. No, it's a Sunburst. Let's ram the Sunburst as well. And now I'm flipping, and I'm back on the wheels and on the side. Okay, it's understandable. It lands on the side more often. So it is quite a strong vehicle, because with this low weight and that speed, it didn't do too much damage to an already damaged vehicle, so it is a strong car. The only thing that I don't like is the base version has too much power, and the rear axle is quite fragile and wobbly, let's say. Also, a quick important info. I use the car scaler, because if I go and search the engine in the parts mod, I can't change the engine. If I change the body style, it will give me a standard body Covet. So that's the only way I found to reduce the power of this mod. But this was the thin Covet, and now let's go to see the next vehicle. The second mod is for the Gavl Bluebuck, and it's an aesthetic change. It adds a pre-facelift version of the car, considering the base game vehicle the facelifted configuration. And if you go and zoom in the rear, because it is a change of the car, it has a new look and it looks very cool. I really love it. It also changes the rear bumper. It took me a while to notice, but it did change as well. And if you go and look at the front, we will have an absolute different look for this car, and I really love it. I really love this retro futuristic design. It is fantastic, I really love it. Now, the performance of the car, of course, it doesn't change, because it only changes the body style. So the drivability of the car is the same. You can also put these parts on base game models as well. So the only thing I can do with this car is slightly damage the new parts to see how they react. So with the traffic enabled, I lost the controller connection. Okay, that was okay. A controller. Wait a second, please reconnect. Is okay? Yeah, it's completely destroyed. Not my intention. So let's reset the car and do it better. I wanted to do small bumps, not a head-on collision. So let's try again. I see another. What is this? I forgot the name. But anyway, so this was a slight bump, so the damage so far looks cool. Now let's go. Sorry, Wakefield, that was not intentional. A small bump again. Is taking it quite nicely. Let's see the ETK in front. Let's cut on the dirt, because I want to reach it faster. Whoops. Okay. Like nothing happened. Sunburst, please help me demonstrate this grill. So far the damage is still good, so now a bit faster crash is needed, so head-on collision with another Wakefield at 40 km/h. Perfect, I'm not stuck. And I would say it looks quite nice. There is a point sticking out of the front grille, but I think it's part of the chassis of the vehicle, so that's okay. another small head-on collision and the radiator is damaged. And so far, damage looks cool. So now let's do a fast one intentionally. Okay, maybe on the post. So let's see the post. Oof. So I can see the damage. Oof. That's a big impact. So get out of the post, please. Thank you. And I would say it looks good. It took a big hit. Is jiggling a little bit, but that's probably the fender, not the grill. So I would say it looks, the quality is good. Now, I need to do one more thing, and it is to hit the rear. So let's hit this column in the petrol station. Okay. And let's see. Damage is cool. There is some clipping, but of course it's understandable. Oh, another hit. The bumper is taking it good. I miss a chunk of the bumper because it is inside the chassis. Another hit on this yellow post that it got stuck inside my rear, okay. And I would say the damage on the rear is a little bit worse, but not by that much. So I would say the quality of this mod is good as well. I really like the broken lights. They look very cool. I really like it. So I would say this is a very cool little mod for the Bluebuck. And now let's see the final one. The third mod is for the Cherrier Vivace and Tograk, and it is the most difficult one to notice of the three. Now, when you spawn a vehicle, it looks like a standard car. If you go to the side, a small light inside your brain will start to blink and say there is something different, and what it is. The difference that this mod adds a different shape of the pillar and a little longer car, and also it changes a little the shape of the door. But it is a very small difference. Now, with the conveniently spawned standard Vivace, let's put them side by side. Oh, a bit too far. Let's come on. Okay, they look at the same distance. Okay, nice. You can see it's a little bit longer, the mod one. And also the difference on the glass of the pillar, it's quite noticeable once they are side by side. Also, the door, you only notice it when they are side by side, because I didn't notice at first. This one, yes, but the door, it took me a while to notice that. So it is quite difficult to see this change if you don't have the standard car parked next to it. By the way, the only difference in this mod is the weight, because it has around 30 more kilograms. So the drivability, just like in the Bluebuck situation, it's the same. So now it is just a bit more difficult to damage the rear, because it's the only part I need to damage. So I need to spin around in front of someone and hopefully smash into that part of the car, and that was the front door, so not even close. Let's try once more, otherwise I will just smash it with the other vehicle. Let's see, because it's nice to drive a standard car sometimes in this game. Now the ESC is fighting with me, so bye bye ESC. Okay, there isn't anyone I can smash into. Okay, maybe this one. Sunburst. Oh, that's a very, very good hit. That's what I wanted. And that's damage on this side of the car. On the other side, it's good. And the glass didn't break, while the door's glass is broken. So sometimes it's stronger than other glass. This one, the new in the pillar, it's a bit stronger, but that's just a small detail. Other than that, the car looks just fine. So just to be safe, let's do this one. Okay, park here. Let's do a small rear end crash. Okay, and the damage is standard. Nothing to complain about. It's strong, because this is a modern car, so it's difficult to bend those parts in a standard city crash. But anyway, this mod adds a lot of configuration, because The first for the Covet is just one vehicle. For the Bluebuck there are two. For this one there are a lot, because apart from some, for example the police and the racing versions, all the standard vehicles have this wagon configuration. Now I was using the Vivace 110D and the 110D wagon. This mod applies also to the Tograk, which is nice. As you can see, for example, Tograk 110D and 110D wagon, okay, yes. So it is quite nice to have this mod for all these cars. It just creates a bit of confusion in the vehicle selector, because it basically duplicates all the vehicles. But for example, also the Arsenic Track Day is in wagon configuration, which is nice. Now let's go and do some final crashes. And the chosen victims for the descent are the Covet Thinnest, the pre-facelift Bluebuck, and a Tograk wagon. And let's start with the Covet. Now, I don't want to go that fast because I want to remain in control before the jump, because I want some airtime with this little car, if we can call it car. And I did notice in crashing this car by myself that sometimes with heavy crashes it can have some spiking, especially from the front suspensions. Now, I don't seem to see some of them. Nice. The shape is quite wonky, but it still doesn't have too much ugliness. Maybe on that fender, okay, that was the perfect landing on the roof. Now, let me see a bit closer. Yeah, the front is not the best looking after a big crash. There are some triangles here, yeah, not the cleanest of the crashes in this car, but it can look worse. There are some crashes that cause big spiking from the front suspensions. At least this one wasn't one of them, but as you saw, not the best quality for the front. Now let's crash the Bluebuck, which is a crime because I really love how it looks like. And let's do a roll, or maybe two rolls. Oh, landing straight on the front with a big crash, and I lost the front grille. Okay, the rear is still in good shape, and I think it will end in good shape because I took the very good line down the ramp. Landing upside down, it causes damage to the rear, which is nice. Please stop. And while the grille didn't do too much damage, the bumper is not the best looking. You can see the shape is not ideal, but at least it doesn't have too much spiking. Now I want to go and see if I can find the grille while maybe I'm a bit too far to find it. Let's go up the ramp and let's see if I can see that grille. Oh, okay, this is the front bumper, which looks decent quality for the bumper. The grille, however, I have no idea where it ended up. I don't see it on the ramp. Let's go towards the top. Yeah, I didn't see it. So anyway, let's go to the wagon. This is the Tograk, as you can see. It looks a little bit long, so your brain is wondering what's wrong, but let's see. Now let's crash it. I'm expecting this to be probably the best looking vehicle of the three. Oof, that's a very good hit. Oh man, these many rolls are perfect because I hit the... Oh, instability. Wow, that's the first time I recorded an instability. And let's try again. I'm sad because that crash was looking very good. But anyway, let's try again. Probably, oof. Ooh, big hits with this car. Please don't get instability once again. I want to see the damage. And the rolls were very nice. So, oof. Absolutely destroyed. Look at the list of broken parts in this car. Oh, poor little Tograk. and I can already say that it looks nice from what I saw barely. For the rows, how many rows this car is doing? Okay, and it stopped. Let's get back on the wheels, and it looks quite nice. I saw right before the came to a full stop a bit of wobbling for this panel here, because this is a bit longer than the standard vehicle, so I'm wondering if with some hits it can cause damage. I don't know what caused the instability, because it was too fast and I didn't see. But this is the damage to the modded part of the vehicle, which, in my opinion, it looks very nice. It's a good crash and a good mod overall. So I really suggest you go and try these mods yourself, because they are very good. I had a lot of fun, especially with the Covet, while the other are just clean aesthetical changes for vehicles that look quite nice. And I think that's all for this video. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.